gas didn't have any of those side effects. It just had a beneficial effect on HCG. This is very interesting because radiation is a big talk. You know, all the damages come from this. I mentioned like NASA with the astronauts. That's an interesting concept. Here we're showing the concentrations of 8-OHDG, which, as I mentioned, was a marker of DNA damage. This is really cool. When you look at this this first graph, there's where you have a marker. You know, you're about what 0.7 or so. When you give, that's where you normal people, right? There's no hydrogen gases given, this is actually an animal model, but no hydrogen gas is given, no radiation is given, and that's the normal level, if you will, of that marker, right? So you always have just like small amounts of inflammation, that you need to have a little bit of this. So that's where that was. When you gave hydrogen gas and no radiation, look how much hydrogen gas affected that. Not really anything at all. Do you see the benefit in that? You notice when you take like maybe other pharmaceuticals or drugs or just different things, and then that just is going to go in there and just decrease it, or increase it. Well, that could be bad because we want to maintain homeostasis. Hydrogen gas really doesn't perturb homeostasis. If it's where it needs to be, it's going to stay there. And that actually is one of the reasons why hydrogen gas is so difficult to study. With many drugs or things, you can take your cell, you throw the drug or the compound in there, and then you can do your study, and you can see how that affected the cell in your in vitro system or something. Whereas with hydrogen gas, it's a little more complicated because you can't as easily do that. You almost have to induce some sort of toxin or some assault to it or something, and then see how hydrogen gas attenuated or mitigated those effects. So you have all of these more variables to look at, because hydrogen gas really does not dysregulate or perturb the normal homeostasis. Not going to reduce things when it should not be, and because of those things, that is why one of the reasons why it's difficult to study the molecular mechanisms of hydrogen gas. But importantly, this is what you really want to know, is that really big graph there. That's when you gave the radiation. So now we have tons of DNA damage, and the person's dying. It's probably already dead. But when you gave the hydrogen gas, you see it just decreased that very significantly. There's this hydrogen gas really has a very wide